Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Gonna be giving you a preview for the Istanbul Basaksehir Manchester United game in the Champions League group stage. It's tomorrow, 5 to 6 kickoff at the Fatih Terim Stadium. We are looking to make it 3 wins in a row in the Champions League group stage. We've enjoyed a fantastic start to our Champions League campaign. We have had back-to-back wins. We beaten PSG 2-1 and we're beating RB Leipzig by 5-0. And we recently lost 1-0 to Arsenal. So we have got to get back to winning ways. Now, Istanbul Basaksehir, they have lost both of their games so far in the group stage. They lost 2-0 to PSG and RB Leipzig. Now, their current manager is Okan Buruk. I think he won the league in his debut season, didn't he? They have got quite a few injuries of Istanbul Basaksehir. I think they've got Chadley out and they've got Junior Kara out and a few other players are out. Istanbul Basaksehir have got a few former Premier League players in their team. They've obviously got Rafael de Silva. Rafael de Silva is a former Manchester United player. I think Rafael de Silva enjoyed around 7 years with us and made around 170 appearances. So yeah, he will be reuniting with Manchester United. They've also got Demba Ba in their team. He's a former Chelsea player, isn't he? They've also got Martin Skrtel. He's a former Liverpool player. So there you go. Istanbul Basaksehir have got Edin Vizca. He's been at Istanbul Basaksehir for over 9 years now. He's been there since like 2011 and he's made over 300 appearances for Istanbul Basaksehir. And by the way, this will be the 9th time we'd have played in Turkey in our history. Now, I do presume that Solskjaer is going to make changes from the 1-0 loss to Arsenal recently. Now, Dean Henderson could be coming in goal. If he does start in goal, that will be his first start in the Champions League, Dean Henderson's. Now, obviously, was it at the start of the season, Dean Henderson signed a 6-year contract with the football club worth around 120 grand a week. I think Dean Henderson will be our number one at some point. I said now Dean Henderson has got that experience behind him because don't forget he enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. And Dean Henderson has been part of the club for several years. You know, he's been at United since the age of 14. So yeah, so maybe David De Gea could be given a rest in this game. David De Gea, like I said, will remain our number 1 this season. This is obviously David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United. You know, David De Gea has made over 400 appearances for the club in all competitions. You know, he's made over 300 appearances in the Premier League. He has impressed me though recently. David De Gea didn't really have much to do against Arsenal, but he's done well in the other games where he's made fantastic saves. I have criticised David De Gea before because he's made a lot of calamitous mistakes in the last couple of years. When David De Gea does leave Manchester United, I think he will go back to Spain. Main explanations is because he was born in Spain, his relatives are from Spain, girlfriend from Spain, and don't forget back in 2015 he was very, very close to joining Real Madrid, but due to fax machine, his move to Real Madrid never materialised. And don't forget, he began his footballing career in Spain with Atletico Madrid. It was only last September David De Gea signed a new contract with Man United worth £350,000 a week. But he has won everything domestically at the football club and he has won individual awards. Now, Axel Tuanzebe, he could be given a start in this game tomorrow against Istanbul Basaksehir. Ian Wrightsell said that Ole should select Axel Tuanzebe. Axel Tuanzebe didn't play against Arsenal. Didn't obviously play against Chelsea, did he? But he did play in the PSG game and I thought it was very, very good. That game against PSG was Axel Tuanzebe's first start in 10 months and he was very, very good. And Solskjaer was talking about Axel Tuanzebe prior to the Chelsea game. And he said that he's challenged Axel Tuanzebe to add consistency to ensure that he has a long career at Man United. You know, Ollie's just hopeful that he can remain injury-free because he has sustained quite a few injuries as Axel Tuanzebe. So maybe he could come in for Harry Maguire and maybe Harry Maguire could be given a rest in this game or maybe Lindelof could be given a rest. Harry Maguire though has impressed me recently. He wasn't great against Arsenal. Harry Maguire did have early season troubles though because he did sustain a few knocks and he got sent off in England's 1-0 defeat to Denmark and he had that incident in Greece the other month. At the moment, Harry Maguire is the most expensive centre-half in the world because we paid £80 million for him. Now, Nemanja Matic, I think he could start this game tomorrow. Matic obviously came on in the Arsenal game but didn't start. Matic, I think, did start against RB Leipzig though, didn't he? Matic has lost his place in the team. He doesn't get a lot of starts now at Manchester United, does Nemanja Matic. But he had some good games towards the end of last season, did Matic, didn't he? Was it at the start of the season? Matic signed a 3-year contract at the football club. Matic has improved though. He has. We paid £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017, so Matic has been at the club now for over 3 years. Donny van der Beek. Now, I'm expecting him to start this game tomorrow against Istanbul Basaksehir. Donny van der Beek didn't start against Arsenal, but he did come on. You know, Donny van der Beek has not yet made his full Premier League debut for the football club. He did start against RB Leipzig though and did very, very well. Donny van der Beek was obviously playing in that number 10 role, wasn't he? And Ollie was talking about Donny van der Beek prior to the RB Leipzig game, saying that he will play a big part this year. and he will be an important player. And Solskjaer was explaining why he hasn't been playing much, because obviously he's been trying to find him his best position, because Donny van de Beek can play in like 3 different roles. But predominantly a box-to-box midfielder. We paid £40 million for Donny van de Beek from Ajax, and he signed a 5-year contract with the club with an option of a further year. And Donny van de Beek currently wears that number 34 shirt. And Solskjaer, don't forget, responded to the criticism over the use of Donny van de Beek, because Patrice Evra and Gary Neville were criticising. And James Redknapp was talking prior to the Arsenal game, saying that he thinks Solskjaer doesn't think Donny van de Beek is right for the team. He probably needs to come in for Pogba, doesn't he? Now, Paul Pogba, now, a lot of Manchester United fans will be saying that he needs to be dropped. He maybe could start this game, though, against Istanbul, Basaksehir, to be honest with you. Paul Pogba was the one that cost us the game against Arsenal, because obviously Paul Pogba was the one that brought Hector Bellerin down. Paul Pogba obviously come out and apologised for the stupid mistake he made, so he's obviously knows he's accountable for it. Now, a lot of Manchester United fans will be criticising Pogba. I think we're expecting Paul Pogba to leave the football club next year. So there's a lot of uncertainty regarding his future now. A few weeks ago, don't forget, Paul Pogba made an admission saying that one day his dream is to join Real Madrid. And last year he was talking a lot about Real Madrid and Zinedine Zidane. And he said he wanted to leave Man United because he was seeking for a new challenge. Now, obviously, Paul Pogba's former club, Juventus, have been interested in him. And don't forget, Pogba did endure 4 good years with Juventus, but the vast majority of his performances at Man United have been totally comparison to his ones at Juventus. Barcelona have been in for him before, and there's been rumours of him possibly going to PSG. You know, Pogba's into his 5th season at the football club since he rejoined, and he's made over 100 appearances for Man United in all competitions. Since he rejoined, he's won a few trophies at the club. That was the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield. He sustained a few injuries as well at the club. Last season, Pogba was out with that ankle injury, so didn't really have a perception on him. As it stands at the moment, he is our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him. And not only that, he's one of the highest paid players at the club. He's on 290 grand a week, and we haven't been in talks over getting him a long-term contract at the club. You know, but Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, said at the beginning of the season that Pogba wanted to stay and he was going to hold talks over a new long-term contract, but that was obviously during the summer, wasn't it? Now, we sell Paul Pogba next summer, and we won't get more than the 89 million that we paid for him. Maybe we could get from between 60 to 70 million pounds. Don't forget, at the turn of the year, we was very critical of his agent, Mini Raiola. Main explanation is because he publicly criticised Ole and Manchester United. But if he doesn't start, maybe he could be involved. Now, Fred, I think he could be dropped for this one. Fred, I think, has started our last 5 games now. And he was very, very poor against Arsenal. Like I mentioned, he gave the ball away far too many times. But in his 4 previous games prior to the Arsenal one, I thought he was very, very good, was Fred. I thought he was good on and off the ball. He dictated the play well, very mobile. Just disappointing against Arsenal. You know, he's not a world-class midfielder. We spent big on Fred. You know, we paid 52 million for him from Shakhtar Donetsk. Fred has got a contract with the football club until 2023, and recently he's been playing a lot alongside Scott McTominay. McTominay, you know, he could be given a rest as well, because I also thought he was poor against Arsenal. I've credited McTominay recently, but obviously, you know, I have criticised him a lot before. was it just after the first lockdown, that Tom Way signed a 5-year contract with Manchester United, so he committed his future with the football club. But he has been part of the club for several years. Now, I think Martial will start this game. Obviously, Martial is available. Martial obviously didn't play any part in the Arsenal game because obviously, he was serving a 3-match suspension because he got sent off in our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham, didn't he? But obviously Martial should not have been sent off. Martial, before he got that suspension though, hasn't enjoyed the best of starts to the season. He was very, very good last season under Ollie, and he was good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. And he's been at the club now over 5 years. Edinson Cavani, I'm expecting him to start this game tomorrow. Edinson Cavani hasn't done too bad recently, has he? Obviously, he came on against Arsenal. He came on in the RB Leipzig game. He came on in the Chelsea game. That was his Premier League debut. And he was unlucky not to score when he came on against Chelsea with his first touch. Now, obviously, we've got Edinson Cavani on a free transfer, didn't we? Edinson Cavani signed a 2-year contract with the club worth around 220 grand a week. And I said to you that Edinson Cavani will be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And obviously Edinson Cavani is wearing the number 7 at Manchester United. Mason Greenwood, I think he should be starting this game tomorrow. Mason Greenwood obviously started in the Arsenal game. He obviously, had a great chance to score against Arsenal, but he produced a fantastic save from Leno. Mason Greenwood obviously started the RB Leipzig game. Obviously, he scored the first goal against Leipzig. That was his first Champions League goal for Man United, and that was his 59th appearance. We had a few issues with Mason Greenwood, don't forget, at the start of the season, because he was getting withdrawn from the England squad a couple of times, wasn't he? Confirmed at the start of the season that will give Mason Greenwood that number 11. Mason Greenwood is the 4th Manchester United player to wear that number 11 shirt. And Greenwood has got a contract with the football club until 2023, hasn't he? Now, Marcus Rashford, I think he could be given a rest for this game. I don't think he'll start. Marcus Rashford obviously started against Arsenal. He wasn't great against Arsenal. He had some good moments. I don't think he was too bad in the first half, was Rashford. But I think Rashford still really, really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Rashford scored a hat-trick in our 5-0 win against RB Leipzig. He became the 2nd Manchester United player as a substitute to score a hat-trick. He also scored the late winner in PSG in Paris. That's the 2nd time Marcus Rashford's done that. And recently, Marcus Rashford was 23 years of age. Marcus Rashford has been part of the club for several years. I think he's been at Man United now for over 15 years. Obviously been United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016.
You dressed?
No, not yet.
Get dressed and pop to Spar and get some bread. There's no bread.
Alright.
Well, get dressed now.
Alright, yeah.
When's I'm ready?
Alright.
Yeah, if it's 9:20, I want to get the game going before rain starts again.
What? Alright. Since 2016 and that. Yeah. Obviously, we've got some players out injured. Obviously, Eric Bay will be unavailable for the game. He's out with a muscle injury, and that's my element of concern about Eric Bay, too injury prone. Tellez, he's been unavailable recently because he's had COVID-19. He was recently in training, but he only lasted 15 minutes, and I said Tellez is going to be a very good signing for us. Lingard's obviously not available. He's been out with a knock. Phil Jones has been injured. Obviously, he's had an operation, hasn't he? Phil Jones, but Solskjaer said he could still play a part this year. So we've got a few injuries. Wan-Bissaka, I believe he will be playing tomorrow as well. He wasn't good against Arsenal, Wan-Bissaka, but he did well in the 4 previous games prior to that. And this is Wan-Bissaka's second season at the football club, isn't it? Do you think Juan Mata could be involved in the game tomorrow? Daniel James, I don't want to see him start the game either. So there you go. Do you think Bruno Fernandes could also be involved in the game tomorrow? So there you go. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribe, as always, take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.